What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and today we're here with Maxim, who managed to get 4th place at the Montreal Regionals with what deck?
Dragonmaid Bystial.
Dragonmaid Bystial. Yo, what is the spice that you have cooking up for us today, my man?
Honestly, shout out to you guys because it was mostly based on like the list that you guys made. You and Simon here. That's
Yeah, there you go.
like we've been talking about the list for a little bit. It was mostly him, and like I started playing the deck like on Tuesday, and I'm not gonna lie, I had doubts like going into the tournament with this deck just simply because like it didn't feel natural yet. But no, today was like really good, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you, man. Well deserved, and especially with a really cool deck like Dragonmaid.
Yeah, honestly, that was really fun. So I'm definitely gonna play that more afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get right into it.
All right. So for the Dragonmaid package, we played 3 chamber and 3 parlor. Basically just to search like spell and trap of the Dragonmaid stuff, and then this to foolish. It allowed us to extend and make the fusion that we'll see a bit later. Afterwards we had the Bystial package, so we had 3 Lubellion, 3 Magnamit, 3 Saronir, 2 Saronir, sorry, and then 2 Druisworm.
All right, cool. Any reason why you chose not to play 3 of every single one of them, since they're good cards in your deck?
I mean, I was still trying to keep it like to 40, and mostly like I said, like Simon didn't make the list, so I mostly like just played it. But it felt fine like to just recycle, and with the branded regain, like you can put them back in the deck and like add them back afterwards. So it felt okay to just play it like these 2 ratios at 2, and most of the time I even sided out like 1 Saronir for other stuff. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Otherwise, we played 3 Fenrir because the card is just broken. It's really good going first, gives you some value, and going second it can help like break the board like fairly easily.
Yeah.
We had discussed Diabolos here with Simon. At first, it was really good, and then today it didn't come up at all. So I would probably take it out. It didn't really perform. I did enjoy though Chaos Emperor. When you played Magnamut in your opponent's turn, searching this at the end of the turn like was pretty good. You could add back like some of your banished cards, and then even as a body, like it's a fairly big body, so that performed pretty well today.
Have you considered Melody of Awakening Dragon with Chaos Dragon Levineer?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all. And otherwise, just a couple end traps. We played 2 Ash, 3 Valor, and there were 3 Imperm that we'll see later on, just as a bit of a disruption.
Yeah, so
But,
I mean, most of the deck is just a bunch of hand traps because the Bisted monsters are like your engine and their hand traps, and then on top of that, you're playing like even more hand traps.
Yeah, and honestly, the Bisted engine is like so good. Like it's so much value. It grinds like really well. So
Yeah.
the end traps were just like complementary here.
Yeah, you can even play Phantasme if you want to. It's like another dragon that summons itself, draws you into hand traps.
Yeah,
Could work in your deck.
Yeah. For the spell traps, just as part of the branded and Bystial package, these 2 are really good. Branded Beast is just insane. Most of the time you foolish the regain with Saronir, and then you add it back on the field with Beast at the end of the turn. This is a lot of value in both turns. It can like draw cards when you banish like light or dark, and it special summons like a Bisted from graveyard when your opponent like special or normal summon like a monster. So that was really good.
Yep.
Simon came up with this like towards the end of the week, I'd say. Instead of Called By, I believe, and honestly I really liked it simply just because everybody's playing like Fenrir, everybody's playing like the Bystial, so you can just like take their own monster and then either like trigger their own Magnamut to add in your turn, or same thing with Fenrir to add like another Fenrir and then banish a card. So that was really good today. 2 pod just for consistency and try and access more of the engine or complement like your hands.
Why not 3?
Honestly, every time I play 3, personally, I end up like seeing too many, and one of them is just dead. When I do play 2, I see it fairly often, and it just felt right. So there's not really like any other reason other than I usually like see it too much.
All right.
Super Poly was insane today. Definitely won me the last game. Just a good card in general. For the Dragonmaid cards, the two spells, so one of Changeover, which is the fusion spell, and then Hospitality, which is basically the Monster Reborn. At first, we tried a version with Dragonmaid Lore Bar in there to try and complement like the Hospitality, and like when you summon the Parlor, you can Foolish the Lore Bar, but it wasn't like really impactful, so we just took it out. But just this as like extender was really good, and obviously you can fusion like multiple times when you have the Dragon Maid, just simply because you can add this back to your hand and then fusion afterwards with the dragon you had in your hand, so that was good. And we did play like 3 Dragon Maid tidying because that card is just insane. A lot of extender and bouncing cards back.
And playing these 4 makes it so all of your Dragon Maids are 1 card erratic seal that gives you access to your Beasted.
Yeah, so when you have Parlor, you send the Tiding, and then you revive back the Parlor after making Striker Dragon.
Exactly.
And when you have Chamber, you Surge the Hospitality. Now, if you have Chamber and Parlor, you can actually end on Hieratic Seal and Tidying, which is really cool.
Yep. And finally, like the 3 imperms that we talked about, like as hand traps.
Okay, so you're on 7 Bisted monsters that can be used on turn 0 with 8 other hand traps, so 15 out of 40.
Exactly.
So basically a 90% chance, if not more,
yeah,
to draw a hand
I
trap.
always saw like multiple hand traps, and actually the last game I saw nothing but hand traps. I think I got like, I think it was Ash, Double Veiler, Super Poly, 1 Imperm, and I drew into another Imperm. And fortunately my opponent like didn't end on too much. He had a Masquerade of Fenrir and a Dark Monster, I don't remember what it was. But in draw phase we just Impermed the Fenrir to turn it off, and then Super Poly the other 2. Summon Starving Venom that we'll see in the extra, and you just gain a bunch of attack and then swing over to Fenrir. And he only had 1 card set, so afterwards I had like another Ash, another Imperm, and Veiler to play with. So he just didn't play, and we ended up like winning the last game. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy. All right.
So for the extra,
Yes, sir.
Striker, just to help link climb into the Hieratic Seal right here. We also play with 1 Dark. With all the Bystial, it seems pretty silly not to.
And even though they are 1-ofs, you can actually summon them infinite times per game, because branded Regained will always put them back in the extra deck.
Yeah, exactly. And there's been a couple plays like at some point where I needed the Striker another time, and then you just banish it for your own Bystial, and then with Regain you put it back into the extra and you draw, so you can summon it back and link climb again afterwards. So that was pretty decent. I played 1 Unicorn, didn't come up at all today. Apo, same thing, didn't come up at all today. I do play Underworld Goddess just because I feel like it's hard to take out like any decks that have a tower. But fortunately, I played against nothing but branded Despia Tier Elements today mostly, so we didn't really get to summon this. This usually to finish game, the access code, but it didn't come up today.
Sorry, you never really considered IP Masquerena in the extra deck?
Honestly, I thought about it, but usually when I do have like monsters on the field, I'll probably interact with them in different ways, either with like tidying or the branded beast to like tribute. So it didn't really, it didn't feel good to bounce or to just use IP basically like to take out your monsters. So.
It's just that it's cool that you can actually use IP with like a monster that you summon on your opponent's turn with Regained in order to make like the Unicorn, Appaloosa, or Underworld Goddess. Like you have 3 really good targets, so to me it was just like a might as well,
Yeah, and I thought about playing IP because I was playing Underworld Goddess, but I don't know, like in testing, I didn't test all that much, but it never really came up. It felt like other plays were more impactful, so we just decided to not play it. Starving Venom, which was actually really good today. A lot of dark decks, wall dark deck, dark monsters, and that's actually what won me the game last game. Geruras, another super poly target, same thing as a Mud Dragon. The 2 Dragonmaid fusions, which are honestly really good, so the Xiao and the Else Dragonmaid. So basically what you want to try and do is fuse with a level 6 dragon or higher, and Dragonmaid to summon this. This is an Omni-Negate, and when it negates, it tags out for the House Dragonmaid. The House Dragonmaid, when one of your dragon monster is sent back to hand, it can target a card on the field and destroy not a card but a monster and destroy the monster. So it was like really good at looping, and it happened many times like that during the battle phase. The Shiha was summoned. You declare an attack for any reason, and then still in the battle phase, an effect is activated. You negate, you tag out, and you can still like attack with the other one. So that helped like get the kills towards the end.
Yeah.
And for the XYZ, we played one Atum, one Wallow, and one Zeus. Zeus didn't come up at all. Atum came up a couple times, and Wallow like a couple times. But this, honestly, like in theory, is so good, especially against deck that play like either Floodgates or like Griffin, and like try and bring like Eradicator back or whatever. Like you can set it. With this effect, so that was pretty good. Zeus was most of the day like a prosperity target. Like I just literally threw it away. So I felt like.
Yeah, so you play Super Poly, which is pretty interesting with Wallow because against, let's say, Tier Laments, if they mail the Super Poly, then you can actually set back the Super Poly.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Yeah, there was one instant where that came up.
Yeah.
But I think it's really just a good card, and it gives like a bunch of attacks for the amount of cards that your opponent has in their graveyard. So against here, it's really good too.
And also, if like your opponent has like 8 or more cards in the grave, then your Appaloosa gets an extra negate. So that's actually pretty relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it does increase the attack.
Yeah.
So that was the extra.
Awesome.
As far as the side deck goes, I did play one Pink, mostly against Sprite. Although all the Sprite I saw today were Runic, but it's just a good card, to summon. It usually gets a lot of value right away. I played Daedalus here. That was actually insane against Sprite, because if this resolve and they have the field activated, like the fountain, they can't target your light or darks. So that was really good. Like they could only basically like special summon the monster with their runic cards. So it helped with the grind game. I played 3 Droll. The Droll didn't come up too much. I sided them in a few times, but actually never really drew them, so I never resolved it today. As a going first package, I went with 1 Traptrix, 2 Sanctum, and 1 Scythe. Actually didn't come up. Most of the games that I sided in, I didn't draw any of them. I played one of these just in case, like I drew a Sanctum, it gives me a target to go get like the Imperm.
Or tidying, yeah.
Or tidying, so that was like, I thought it was like a good option in there.
And by the way,
funny enough with Sight is you can banish it, and then with Regain you can put it back in your deck and then resolve another
Sanctum. Yeah, that's nasty.
Honestly, Regain is such a good card. Like,
yeah, it is.
It was pretty insane.
Yeah.
I played this mostly to play against Tier. I felt like I needed like a card that was like really good against going second, like against Tier. I don't know. I thought it was the better one, even though like they kind of can play around it, but it performed like okay today. But there's some instances where it's just really good, and this just in case like I play against back row decks, but that didn't come up at all today. So that was pretty much it.
All right. Well, that's actually a really cool deck list. Again, huge congrats on getting top 4. Actually, 4th place with Dragonmaid Bystial.
Yeah,
beautiful deck box, beautiful mat, and you're not the only one, by the way, who managed to get top 4. So
you're my only loss.
Yeah. Trying to sneak in a bit of, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, huge shout outs to Maxime for getting top 4, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.
Thank you.